এই জন্য এটার নাম দেওয়া হয়েছে এখন ইস্ট সাইড গ্যালারি।
Come qualsiasi cosa che viene dalle mani,
আমি এখন বিগ বাসে করে বার্লিন শহর ঘুরতেছি। বিগ বাস ছাদের উপরে আমরা আমরা এই বিগ বাসে করে শহর ঘুরতেছি। শহর ভালোই শহর ঘুরতেছি।
Että tällaista ei ole paljon suurempaa, aga no see, et põhimõtteliselt on siuke, et nagu, et temast nagu sõltub midagi, et ta on niisugusest ja meie tegime küll ja sinu aeg oli hoopis teine aeg, siis tehtigi
Come quando montavo via il destino,
siis tal on ka nagu selle
Ja vilken onsdag mot den
lugemisega nagu raske, et loeb ära, aga ta ei mõista teksti on ju, aga ta tagasi ei saa, siis ei vaata, praegu teab Eesti, et see teada, et vähemaks ta teksti, siis ma mõtlen, vastumidega, aga lihtsalt ei ole mingi seal ära midagi, siis see kaob sealt ära ja siis avaldab kõik. Ongi, et siis peab minema kuskile nagu välja saama ja niimoodi kuskile parkiga. Väga keeruline ka piiri hoida, kui nagu küll, et oma lapsed, et selles mõttes ongi nagu vastik siis. Seda olid kõrvalt teada, see oli reklaam lihtsalt. Sillä
টিভিটা একটা বিশ্বের দ্বিতীয় বৃহত্তম টাওয়ার।
Road station.
svingarna på stället var i koden.
Museum Island এটাতে কি
কালকে তো আমরা এটাতে আসছি না ইয়ে না
জার্মান হিস্টোরিক্যাল মিউজিয়াম
এটাতে আসছি না কালকে
হুম আছে
Nossa, quanta coisa.
Which is today called Mabel Plaza, was the arena for the first book burning of the Nazis on May 10th, 1933. Some 3,000 spectators raised all around the led by Jewish Marxists and pacifist authors. He has spoken himself as the first servant of the state. And back then, it was said to be the largest library. Here was a state library in Constable Plant, and in a storage box, more than 10 million books, novels, and newspapers, as well as about 1 million bags and
just like this
of thousands of other documents are kept. We're now approaching Stockholm.
Botschaft und die rechts ab und die nächste Straße sehen Sie auch die französische Botschaft. Geradeaus sehen Sie auch den Brandenburger Tor. Ladies and gentlemen, by this traffic line when you show to the left side you see the British Embassy, and when you show to right side you see the French Embassy. Front is the Brandenburg Gate.
The British Parliamentary Brandenburg Gate. এখানে অনুষ্ঠান হবে সেজন্য এটা বন্ধ করে দিচ্ছে সন্ধ্যা থেকে
Löwenhaus, der Parlamentariersbau. 900 Bronzen vor unsere Abgeordneten ist hier eingerichtet. Ladies and gentlemen, by this bridge show to left side. On the left side you see the German Parliament with glass deck. For German Parliament you can see the Löwenhaus with glass facet and white facet. This is the Parliamentarians office. 900 office for our parliamentarian. Show to left side. next station is number 6 on your map, Hauptbahnhof, Train Center, Berlin.
ব্যক্তিগত কথা আরাম ধরে রাখতে হয় এরকম
Meine lieben Fahrgäste, wenn Sie gleich nochmal links blicken, dann haben Sie einen Blick über Reichstag und Paul-Löbe-Haus und diese Gebäude hier vorne mit 2 Kuppeln in der Mitte und Blaufassade. Das ist das Kindergarten von auch Dolly-Buster-Haus genannt. Warum? Das müssen Sie selber herausfinden. Ladies and gentlemen, when you show to the left side, you see one more the German Parliament in Paul-Löbe-Haus, and this building from left side, the blue facade, is the Kindergarten von Antwerpen Politik People in Berlin. The nickname of this building is Dolly Buster Home. Why? You must say, can you Dolly Buster? Then you can.
Еще раз?
Liebe Fahrgäste, wenn Sie gleich hier nochmal in der Mitte der Brücke links blicken, sehen Sie in der Mitte den Schweizer Botschaften. Auf der rechten Seite Schweizer Botschaft sehen Sie auch diese große Gebäude. Das ist das Bundeskanzleramt, das auch von Berliner Waschmaschine genannt wird. Ladies and gentlemen, you show to the left side, in the middle you see Swiss Embassy, on the right you see the Bundeskanzleramt von Olaf Scholz. The nickname of this building is Waschmaschine.
извините, очень шумно.
Да, да.
Замечательно.
Какой сотный домов, да.
Какой закон?
Вокзал главный. Там написано
А. Может, позагораем?
можно.
Позагораем.
Это же есть, да?
Может, даже загорим.
Да.
Да? Можно.
Quando a mãe está Não é aquele lado, esse lá era uma coisa. Acho que não. Ah, que a mas eu mesmo lá. Vai pensar. Acho que acho que o Matheus veio com ele. Foi lá no topo.
Kudamm, City West bei Gedächtniskirche. The next station is number 10 on your map. Kurfürstendamm, Kudamm, City West bei Memorial Church. Nächste Haltestelle, meine Herrschaften, wir haben 15 Minuten Pause. Wenn Sie möchten, können Sie gerne aussteigen und schon mit Fotos machen. Ladies and gentlemen, this station we have 15-minute photo stop. Very well, we can get out to picture. 15-minute break time.
Он нас будет ждать?
Да.
Kudamm, City West. 15-minute photo stop. Liebe Fahrgäste, wenn Sie aussteigen, bitte nennen Sie mir Urkunde.
Shopping mall. Marketplace. Hotel itu Bhanga. This is hotel, operator.
M&M's
Çok gizli.
Çok riskli.
Zij neemt deze route niet de beste.
Guarda di poco e niente, sicura su questo.
Seria. Londra.
Je kunt het niet zo je moest wel het land zijn. Komen ze. En dan kwamen die caravans en die campers weer naar het.
সামনে আবার
যদি ঘুরে যাবে
না আবার একটু এই দিক দিয়ে সোজা আবার ওই যে আগে গেছে এখানে লোকজন দাঁড়ানো হয়েছে অনেক বড় বড় não, não é o fundo, mas o porque tá um negócio
Potsdamer Platz, Potsdamer 2. Nächste Haltestelle Nummer 14, Topography des Terror, Berliner Wall und Martin Gropius Wall. Next is station number 14, your Martin Gropius Building, Berliner Wall and Topography des Terror.
Dat staat. Hier zijn.
Ah, mas esse tá aqui, né? Parece que eles estão... Ó, não tá
Berlin Wall Park.
En hier hebben we toch gelopen.
Daqui você não passa, só
Die nächste Haltestelle ist die Nummer 15, Checkpoint Charlie. Next station number 15 on your map, Checkpoint Charlie.
era a base dos Estados Unidos. É muito famoso, tem uma base na Rússia. Era uma base de vários Estados Unidos, o hotelzinho que ele fez. Nossa, eu vejo, agora eu preciso esquecer dele. Não. E aí esse Checkpoint Charlie é onde era a passagem pelos Estados Unidos.
দেখ ইয়েতে যাবে কিনা নাহলে
Nummer 16, Gendarmenmarkt. Next station is number 16 on your map, Gendarmenmarkt.
এটা বোটের জন্য দাঁড়াইছে মনে হয়েছে বোটের ইয়ে
number কত পর্যন্ত? Last number. টিভিটা ওদের সামনে।
কালকে এখানে ছিলাম আর কি।
একটা মাত্র
Must be a communication center.
The restaurant out there.
এটা বার্লিন রিভার, আমরা রিভারে ক্রুজে বেরোচ্ছি। কালকে আবার আমরা প্যারিস যাব।
Let's click now. Quiet as a mouse. Yeah, I also have a name. It's Christoph, but I'm not electric yet. And for the next hour, I'll be your tour guide. That means I'll be pointing at things and telling you stories. Ja, das Ganze gibt's auch auf Deutsch, wenn du wünschst. Also nur wenn du wünschst. You can also in Spanish and English. Yeah, let's start with the big old thing on the right side here. That's the Berlin Cathedral. It's quite big, the biggest Protestant church here in Germany. Yeah, but she's not as old as she looks. Built in 1905, so a 20th century ago. In the basement of the church, that's where we usually store the old Prussian kings. But not at the moment. The graves are being renovated right now. Yeah, I tried to find out where they store the corpses, but the only thing I got was a secret location somewhere in Berlin, which is the thing they usually write on the invitation to your grave. The building on the right side is also not as old as it looks. The Humboldt Forum was just completed 4 years ago. Yeah, but it tries to look like the Berlin City Palace, which stood on the same spot. That palace was home of the Prussian emperor, Prussian kings, and back when Germany was an empire, the German emperors lived here. Yeah, but then East Berlin came, East Germany came, and they were not too big fans of the monarchy, so they blew up the old palace in 1950, put their own palace here, the Socialist Palace of the Republic, a big modernist glass cube. Yeah, but that palace disappeared, now we got the old one back, and today it's used as a museum. Might be worth to take a look in there, some of the exhibitions are still free of charge at the moment. Yeah, here on the left side of the metro, but currently the building is not so red. The current mayor of Berlin is from the Conservative Party, the CDU. Yeah, 800 years sounds old to you. You're in Europe at the moment, and Berlin is actually one of the young and upstart capitals of the continent. Here on the left of the statue you can see that St. George slaying the dragon, and moving up you'll see the Nikolai Church, the oldest building in Berlin, the one with the two twin spires. It's not used as a church anymore because most people in Berlin do not have any religion. The other buildings on the left side, they are all not that old. Only two of them survived the last war, like the white one here from the late 19th century, and the others are even younger. They are all typical East German prefabricated buildings built in the 1980s. But these are not the most typical ones. They did their best to make them look like old medieval European buildings. They even got tiled roofs and arcades in some of the buildings. Nikolai District once again, refracted in the glass facade of the House of the German Economy. Some lobby organizations use the buildings here. Then you would see Friedrichshain with the East Side Gallery and 1 dozen clubs right next to the water. Don't stop there, please. But if you go to the right midnight, you can party your way until Sunday afternoon. If you still feel like dancing, you can stay until Sunday. And if you're still not tired for some reason, you can stay until Monday afternoon. The whole weekend, so you can party as long as you can stay. This is also the club sometimes gets crazy. They do 7 a day and so yeah, the Nikolai District on the right side, that's actually one of the few areas in Berlin where you still get the building on the left side, that's where the emperor who used to live next door put all his pretty little horses. But today horses and emperors have fallen out of fashion, so the building is repurposed. It's a library now. Yeah, as you can see, the building was quite heavily damaged in the war, but most parts are still original and no reconstructions. But don't worry if you're not able to see that yet. At the end of the tour, all the times origin span, starting span, so I'm going to give you a chapter here before that. Here in front of us we got the stretches that we have top priority on the list list. This whole area was rebuilt in the 1930 for the 750th birthday of Berlin in the year 1987. On the right side, that's the city center of East Berlin, around Alexanderplatz. Quite easy to find because you can see that towers thingy. Hallo, hallo, hallo. Yeah, it's quite easy to find because you can see that tower thingy from everywhere in Berlin. This whole area was cleared in the 60s and then rebuilt to create a modern and spacious center for the communist capital. Yeah, there's still some pretty impressive East German architecture here. But if you're not into architecture, you can be into architecture. You can go on top of the Wunderturm for €3, on top of the cathedral for 10, and for 28 bucks, you can take the elevator to the top of the TV tower and look down on the city from more than 200 meters height. To the west, hotel. They are still dealing with a bit of a water damage situation. Before they had the water damage, they had the Aquadome. I think you've heard the story already. You've heard the story before. Yeah, before they had the water damage, they had the Aquadome, aquarium, with an elevator in the center, and 1,500 tropical fishies in it. But 2 years ago in winter, the aquarium got tired, we decided to reverse, and released more fishies. Is going up and down the river, producing views. We call it Museum Island. Here on the left side in the background, that is we call it Old Museum. Yeah, welcome to Berlin, the creator. Here there's more museums. The thing that looks like a Greek temple, that's the old National Gallery. In the background, the new museum, famous for the bust of Nefertiti. Yeah, because it's Pride Month, we're gonna get some queer history if you want. Yeah, if you don't want, you're still gonna get it, because I've got the microphone. I'm in charge. In front of the old National Gallery, there's a big statue of an Amazon on a horse. And back in the 19th century, this statue used to be a popular meeting point for lesbians. And fun fact, there's a replica of the same statue in Tiergarten. Yeah, and that statue is nowadays a popular cruising spot for Freetown. That looks like a wall in the background. That's actually a train track. But it's built on the spot where the medieval city walls of Berlin used to be. Berlin had different walls at different times. I'm going to talk about the more popular or more famous wall a bit later in the tour. On the left side, the big grey thing, that's the Pergamon Island. But currently it's closed for renovation. The construction people already decorated their new home with some flowers, because the construction is expected to last at least 24 years. Yeah, last year they were sitting at the riverside doing some fishing. Now they're off work already. Here in New York, people are always working the whole time. They work like 40 hours a week. If you're in Berlin, usually you see people sitting around, being slow, doing nothing. That's the spirit. Inside the museum with the open window, that's the Bode Museum. 8 years ago, 3 guys went into the museum through one of the windows, and they managed to take 1 coin from their coin collection. Then they went out again through the window. The coin they took was the Canadian maple leaf, the biggest gold coin in the world at that point. 100 kilos of solid gold, worth 3.7 billion euros. Yeah, you know the face we made? That's that face on top? Medusa. Actually, Medusa is also a queer icon, a feminist icon. She was able to turn men who gazed at her to stone, which is quite a nice skill to have. On the left side, it's 18 buildings, including the telegraph office. They are owned by one dude who got rich selling frozen pizza, and now he's getting even richer by owning buildings and renting them out. Yeah, owning property is an easier way to get rich in this economy than stealing coins. He's got as much money now as Google. Google had a plan to build an office campus for 2,000 people in Kreuzberg, the old travel district. But Kreuzberg did not want to end up like San Francisco, so still they managed to build a factory next to Berlin. They have not left yet. Smoking weed is completely legal here, but there's a 100-meter ban around schools and kindergartens. Yeah, East Berlin, like with most other laws, no one will ever beep about the ban. But if you continue your journey to the south of Germany, especially if you go to Bavaria, you have to be extremely careful with all those little German rules and regulations. Yeah, on the right side, there's another prefabricated buildings. I like these buildings, I'm going to tell you more about them later. That's not the normal variant, that's a fancy one with higher aesthetic standards. In the basement of the building, that's the Grill Royal. If you get people on board to eat meat, you can get some Kobe beef there for 1,600 euros per kilo. Of Friedrichstraße Station. And the station building also used to be the border crossing between the two Berlins. Yeah, so the number of Berlins sometimes changes. Right now we have one Berlin, but there used to be more. The glass building on the left side, the small one, that was part of the border crossing. People called it the Palace of Tears. Yeah, now to the more famous Berlin Wall. It's called the Berlin Wall. You can see a piece of it on the right side, behind the yellow pillar. It's got a green light on it. The wall came down in 1989. Eastern Germany actually managed to stay around for 1 year longer. So the leaders had a brainstorm of what to do with the 200 kilometers of Berlin Wall now. And they came up with a very communist solution. They took down the wall and then they auctioned off the pieces to the highest bidders. Yeah, everyone could make a bid back then, and now pieces of the wall are all over the world. Yeah, the rest of East Germany was sold off a bit after that happened. But I never saw anyone catch something. If you ask them what they caught, they always say that they are just a tiny base. But there's a lot of seagulls in Berlin, and I often see them getting really big fish there, better than humans. Do we have any expats on board today? Expats? Okay, then I'm gonna tell you the expat joke. Haha. Yeah, straight ahead you can see the government district with the Reichstags building beside and the dome designed by Sir Norman Foster. You might see some tiny people in the dome. You can actually visit it. It's free of charge. Simply reserve an appointment online. Yeah, that's one of the few things related to the German government it can already do online. That was the expat joke. Yeah, the Reichstags building is actually the first building in West Berlin we're seeing today. Because we are about to cross the border, the wall was also running below it. There was a metal grate in the water, so no one could dive to the west. The police is hiding behind the bridge, we have to pretend not to see them. Now we are crossing the imaginary border. All borders are imaginary, technically. And straight ahead, that's already West Berlin. The part on the right side will be East Berlin for the next 4.5 minutes. Here you can see a tire close to the water surface. Yeah, two coons are building a nest. Not only some plant material, they're also using a lot of trash, as you can see at the moment. They just used a paper napkin for the nest building. Yeah, coons, if you don't know them, they are the black ducks with the white faces that look a bit like Pokemon. They have nesting season at the moment, and you can find 8 nests along the beach. But they are all very well hidden. Yeah, and in some of the nests, the little ones just started hatching for the second time. The first generation of coons that hatched this year is already young adolescents, they grow really fast. But now back to the buildings. Here on the left side, that's the Reichstag. The other buildings all belong to the parliament as well. The master plan for this area is from the year 1993 and consists of one long straight line of buildings crossing the river twice. The architecture of these buildings is not just typical 90s thing. The windows here on the left side, they symbolize openness and transparency of the German democracy. You can look through the windows all the way to see the Chancellor's office. Yeah, the German democracy is quite transparent at the moment because the windows have been cleared 3 weeks ago because we had a big birthday party happening here. The German constitution was the birthday girl. She turned 75 years old at the end of May. Germany is a social democracy, so here in Berlin, childcare is free. Universities are completely free. I studied 3 times, don't ask me why. I didn't have to pay for it. Yeah, the best thing in Germany, if you ever feel slightly unwell, just call in sick for work and you get full pay for as long as you need to recover. 3 weeks ago I lost my hand and I went to the doctor and he asked me the tricky question, how long do you want to take off work? I looked at him and said, actually, doctor, I want to go straight back to work because I lost my job. I went straight back to work because I mostly get paid in tips and the health insurance is not really close. Oh, there's a pirate sitting here on the rusty bridge thingy. Usually they always stay at the same location and it's the first time I see that one over here. Yeah, it would be nice to have him here because it's a good moment to put him into the tour. Green thing on the right side, that's the Ministry of Education and Science. But 3 quarters of the ministry are still located in Bonn, a tiny city close to Cologne, which used to be the capital of West Germany. Next to the ministry, the black box here, that's the Museum of the Future. Entrance is also free of charge. Yeah, you can also go on top of the roof. I always try to get the people on top of the roof to wave back, but they don't usually do that. But if you try together, perhaps we can get a bit of a wave. Okay. Yeah, actually we are still in the center of Berlin. Straight ahead, that's the central train station. But this area doesn't really look like a typical European city center. The reason is the water. It was running along the water, turning right at this corner. That's also where the wall used to run. Because of that, this area is getting massive. In the center of Berlin, all the way into the 2000s. I can still remember when the train station here was completed in 2006. That's the first time I visited Berlin. I was just done with school and I hitchhiked here from my tiny village in Bavaria and roamed around the city for a bit. Yeah, I liked it so much that I still live here, but it's an incredibly pleasant city to live in. In front of the train station, we've got a bit of a glass cube situation. That's an office building designed by Danish architects. It's called The Cube, and it claims to be the most intelligent building in all of Europe. Yeah, Berlin does not only have interesting buildings, we also have interesting people. You can see some of them sitting here at the shore. And don't just look at them, you can also give them a wave. And if you wave at people from a boat, they will always wave back. 100% success rate. Ta-da! Yeah, we can also wave to the beach bar people on the other side later. Right there again. Hallo, hallo, hallo. Yeah, the next bridge we're going to cross is the Moltke Bridge. Named after a Prussian, not Russian, general from the 19th century. They put his face on top of the bridge to honor him. But that guy doesn't really look too happy about that. Angela here, full smile. Yes, office. And he's got quite a big office. It's the biggest government headquarters in the world. The building's already 8 times the size of the White House in Washington. And its size is about to double. It's being expanded to the other side of the river. Chancellors, but they don't typically live there, mainly because it's a tiny space. It's only 30 square meters big, and it's got a weird layout. So if you want to walk from your bedroom to your bathroom, you have to cross 2 different conference rooms. But don't worry, for a chancellor's rescue is near. There's a bigger and more comfortable apartment under construction. It's past 5 a.m. And if you ever work in a German government office, you always finish right. I was working in a government agency for 2 years. I enjoyed having lunch breaks. You're supposed to take 30-minute breaks, but if you make a break for 2 hours, no one will complain. Yeah, and the weekend always started Friday at 1 p.m. because almost no one was working full-time. On the left side, that's the House of the Cultures of the World. This building was a present by the US government to the city of West Berlin. It's got an iconic 1950s architecture with an adventurous roof construction. A bit too adventurous perhaps. The roof collapsed in 1980. There are 3 big parks. Yeah, Berlin's quite a green city. A third of its area is parks, forests and water. And every time I come back to Berlin, I notice the city is not just green, it's also incredibly silent. We are in the center of Berlin. So it's hard to hear the sound. Yeah, if you walk around Berlin parks in summer, you might notice a lot of naked people. Public nudity is quite common here, also around the lakes, and sometimes also in the clubs. 2 years ago, we also had an interesting lawsuit. A woman went into a public pool, topless, and then she got kicked out. But she was not having it. She decided to sue for equal treatment because the topless man did not get kicked out. Yeah, and she won. So now in Berlin, everywhere where men can be topless, women are also allowed to be topless. Same rights for every person. Inside here, they are a memorial for the first gay, trans and lesbian liberation movement. Yeah, queer life was thriving in Berlin in the 19th century at the time of the German Empire, but the movement only became politically organized in public in the 1890s, which is still more than 70 years earlier than anything that happened on the American continent. Behind the bridge on the right side, the house with the flag on top, that's Bellevue Palace. Bellevue was built by the gay Prussian king, Frederick the Great, and now it's the office of our president. Did you know that Germany has a president? And his name is Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Ever heard of him? Yeah, of course you haven't. I just made up that name. Or he's really called Frank-Walter Steinmeier. But don't be ashamed if you didn't know. Because I'm not going to ask the Germans a question that most of us don't know. And that's the name of our First Lady. Yeah, anyone who knows the First Lady of Germany? And there stood empty for a bit when the building was completed 25 years ago. Yeah, that's not surprising. Back then, they tried to charge a ridiculously high rent of 300 euros every single month for a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah.
Paghi uno.
Come l'ho finito, voglio tornare, quello proiettato. Che mi fa? Voglio andare conmigo como una semana. Sono borracciolli. Prende questa cosa. Cartellai a destra. Cartellai.
Non ti sta spostando.
Esto es mucho más fácil de hacer. De anito, por eso.
By Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava. Este puente fue construido por el arquitecto español Santiago Calatrava. The architecture of these buildings is quite symbolic. They cross the former border connecting East and West Germany. Yeah, on our tour we're not going to see any remaining pieces of the wall. Reason is because the Berlin people didn't really like the wall too much, and they were quite happy to see it gone. Yeah, but if you want to know where the border was running, simply look at the map of the European elections from last Sunday. Now, if you want to know where the wall was running, look down on the ground. In this area, there's a double row of cobblestones as the memorial everywhere the wall used to run. And here in the ground floor of that parade, there's some pieces of the wall put back to their original location. Yeah, but today they're not too visible because there's two big white boxes in the way. But you might see them if you look at the corner. They've got some numbers on them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a memorial for people who died crossing the Berlin Wall. And here on the first floor of the balcony, like every day in summer, you can see some people recording a TikTok dance video. The German TikTok, you'll definitely see these buildings again. This is for the members of Parliament. But the German Parliament is quite big at the moment. We've got more than 700 members, turning it into the second biggest parliament in the world. Actually, after the EU Parliament elections, it might be the third biggest parliament in the world. And their offices don't fit into their usual spaces anymore. Yeah, these buildings are all over the place here. A third of East Germans used to live in them. The blue pipe, you might have noticed the pipes. They pop up everywhere in Berlin where there's construction happening, because the groundwater is quite high, and the water is pumped from the construction sites back into the river through the pipes. Yeah, on the left side, we got another one of these buildings. They basically factory, and you can stack them together to build a house like this one here, fast and cheap. Society. I can't think of any modern society which is more egalitarian. Some people didn't have a lot, but everyone pretty much had the same. Also, every person was guaranteed a place to live. There was officially no homeless places. I've also got some friends who moved here from other countries, especially England and the United States, where apparently it's not as easy to be home. Originally the river was way tinier, it was expanded and deepened for shipping, and the water is the same height all year round. It's kept in place by locks. Yeah, but at the moment, due to global warming, the area around Berlin is getting drier and drier every year. Last year we had a big drought, and the year before that as well. And then the river started flowing backwards because there's more water evaporating in the lakes east of Berlin. You might have heard of Galeries Lafayette. If you want to visit the Galeries, you have to hurry up because they're closing down later this year. On the bridge, you can see an imperial eagle. Yeah, on the right side there's a bit of a weird building with a symbol on top, the cross with a crown on. That's the office of the Catholic military bishop, obviously.
Catholic military.
Don't ask me what he's doing in there, please. Yeah, do you still remember the very beginning of our tour? When I told you I'm gonna show you something later? Yeah, now the time has come, and it's related to the small holes you can see all over the river walls. These holes are still bullet holes from the street fights, which happened right here in the historic center of Berlin in the last weeks of World War II, when the Red Army did a reconstruction done after the war. Yeah, and the war has left more than just these bullet holes. If you look at the sign on the right side, the anchor which is crossed out, you're still not allowed to put your anchor in that part of the river because there might still be bombs from the war hidden in there. Yeah, sometimes people on board who don't notice the bullet holes until you start talking about them. Graves happening in the Berlin parks. The parks also got us through the pandemic. Because when the 300 shops in Berlin were closed in the lockdowns, we couldn't park indoor anymore, so we had to move all our parties outside, so the parks and forests in Berlin had a lot of action happening. Yeah, one thing you can always do in Berlin is just getting a cheap beer from the Späti or late night shop and heading outside. Drinking alcohol in public, spelling error that happened last year. LSD accidentally got legalized in Germany. Yeah, so you can go to some shops in Berlin and buy acid over the counter. But the legal error is going to be fixed tomorrow. So today is actually the last day to stock up.
এটাই বার্নেট গেট। এটা বন্ধ ছিল, কালকে এসেও দেখতে পারিনি, সেদিন আজকে আবার আসলাম। এটা বার্লিনের প্রথম দর্শনীয় গেট, এটা দেখার জন্য সবাই আসে। জার্মানির পার্লামেন্ট ভবন, গোটা মিনিস্ট্রি আশেপাশে সবাই, মিনিস্ট্রি বিল্ডিংগুলো পাশাপাশি সব। এটাই আমরা সরকারি ভবনের চারিদিকে মাঠটাতে সবাই হাঁটতেছি। এগুলি সব সরকারি ভবন, মিনিস্ট্রির বিল্ডিং বলা। সব পর্যটকেরা চারিদিকে হাঁটতেছে। কত বড় ট্রেন স্টেশন,